Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey McClelland.
And I'm Ashley Erling. Hi.
Hi.
Well,
What's up, Ash?
Well, we're just talking about what we talk about in real life, RIL. And
Right.
because we, every day we're like, oh, what should we talk about today on the show? And I was like, why don't we just talk about
Keep it simple.
what we're
What we
watching
actually talk
right
about.
now?
Yeah.
Which is funny because we were just talking about other shows before we came on.
I know. Some really good old shows.
But what we're watching on TV is a main topic of conversation frequently.
Right.
Especially when there's so many new things that stream and stuff like that.
Right.
So I know you were watching Heated Rivalry. But you're
God.
done. I know you're done, but I know
devoured
that's
Heated
still
Rivalry.
a thing.
I loved Heated Rivalry.
Was that your most recent obsession, would you say?
No, The Pit. The Pit is my most recent
I
obsession.
started watching.
Oh, my husband and I watched it. We devoured it in probably 3 or 4 nights.
I want to watch
2 seasons.
I want to watch that immediately, and for some reason, my husband is fighting it.
Oh,
and
no
I don't know.
way.
I know, and he goes.
He'll love it.
He was like, I just don't know those medical dramas. I feel like they're always just coming in and fixing a broken leg.
Can I tell you what makes this one a little different?
Yes,
Why it's good? And
yes,
I'm
because then I'm going to watch it
away.
either way.
Okay.
But I would like to convince him to watch it with me.
So I'm not giving it away at all, but they devised the show where every episode is a chunk of time. So basically it's an hour in the ER.
Okay.
So, so you log on to season 1, and season 1 is really
same day?
one day.
Oh,
but
that's
every
interesting.
episode is, and I think it's just really, and I forget who I was talking to. I was trying to tell this to Ray, our producer for the Road Show, because he has watched The Pit.
Yeah.
2 people had told me that one of her husband is an actual doctor in the ER, and another one knows somebody, and they said there's no show that has ever been depicted more accurately than this one.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I could never work in the ER then. When
we went on our honeymoon, we stopped in LA for a little stopover to break up the flights, and they were filming because we went on the Warner Brothers tour.
Okay.
And because I love TV, and I was like, I don't care that this is touristy. I'm in LA. I'm
Totally,
going whatever. And they were filming The Pit.
Yeah.
They were the people walking around.
The actual cast.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. And my husband's from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So, the hospital that they're shooting in, he told me the quote unquote real name of it.
Yeah.
And my husband, they do a lot of landmark shots.
Yeah.
And my husband gets very excited about seeing that stuff because Pittsburgh isn't highlighted a lot.
It's how we're going to feel about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
It's a good crossover.
Oh, I can't.
It's a good transition.
I know. I can't wait until that comes out. We're about a month away. But I have been catching up on all the other Housewife franchises.
Yeah.
I kind of made it my mission once they announced that they were going to do a Rhode Island franchise.
Yes.
I had fallen off some of the franchises a little bit. They, sometimes there's people you like and people you're like, whatever. And I was like, let me get back into all these. And now I'm in every season. Yeah. Hands in every season again.
What's one of your favorites right now?
Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that because of Rachel Zoe?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm obsessed with Rachel. I've always loved Rachel Zoe. I loved her old show on Bravo. I loved her as Rachel Zoe before she had a show on Bravo. Yeah. I've always loved her career. She's so true to who she is.
Yeah.
Her style is still the same. And she's funny and she's glamorous and I just love her. So yeah, that's
she
the
makes
one
the show.
I'm super into. But the other day I was looking for something to watch and I ended up on Hulu just seeing what was I don't know how I came upon this documentary limited run series called In Vogue.
Okay.
It's from last year, I think. It's not super old, but it's not new.
Right.
And it's about Vogue, pretty much.
Wow.
But it's kind of
like the Anna Wintour reign?
Anna Wintour is sitting down basically telling us things that happened at Vogue. And it's going through the different fashion cycles and trends and designers.
Oh, that would be cool to watch.
Through the years from the 80s until today.
Wow.
And it's honestly so interesting. And I've been obsessed with it.
So it's called In Vogue.
In Vogue.
All right,
it was just a random find. But they go through all that 90s supermodel stuff.
Yes.
Before they were famous, when Kate Moss, how they discovered Kate Moss, which ties in also with the love story stuff that's going on right now. Because her first big break was that Calvin Klein ad.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so that is featured in Love Story.
Okay.
Because that's where she works, is
Okay.
at Calvin Klein, and she's the one that
I'll have to watch
supposedly
it.
helped discover Kate Moss.
Oh, Carolyn?
You would love Love
Yeah.
Story.
All right.
I know
I do have to
I know
watch
you're
it.
fighting it. I know
know.
you're fighting it for it. You have your reasons, but
I have my reasons, but
it
maybe
is
I'll
so
jump
good.
in.
It's so good. So yeah, I'm watching everything basically.
I love it.
I
Well,
just tied all of those together.
I love it. You really did. You threaded everything together
I took you
beautifully.
on a journey.
And we're back home now.
That's it.
But stick around. We have a great guest coming up next on Spotlight New England. Welcome back to Spotlight New England. Our next guest, we had so many people telling us, you have to have her on, you have to have her on. And we finally have her on. We have Liz Cruso, the force behind Elite Gym, with us. And in all honesty, we're supposed to do like last week with you. And then, of course, we had this blizzard come and knock Rhode Island upside down. But we have you in studio with us today. Thanks for being with us, Liz.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we literally, so many people we know kept saying, like, have you guys had Liz? And do you know Liz? Have you met Liz? We were like, we need to meet Liz. Like, this is crazy. But I think that really speaks to our community and your community and how, like, people champion each other.
Oh, yeah.
I know that you've built something really special at your gym, and we want to get into all that. But why don't you take us through a little bit of, like, how you got started in what you're doing?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a Rhode Island native. I grew up in Westerly, which I feel like gets
barely. I know. We joke all the time. It's one of our favorite places that we like never go to.
Right, exactly. Like it's so far away. But so I grew up in Westerly. I was an athlete my whole life. So I played on the Westerly High School basketball team. I played in college. And to be honest, I feel like when you are an athlete, that's kind of all you are. You're like, I'm going to play basketball for the rest of my life. And then you grow up and you realize that's not the plan. But all I knew was that I just wanted to do something active. I'm not really made to sit at a desk. And I also knew that I really like to help people.
Yeah.
So I originally went to school for nursing because I was just like, how can I stay on my feet, stay moving, and help people? Quickly did I realize that I'm not very good at math or science.
Yeah, that seems like I could see why you would have gone in that direction, but I agree. If once you get there, I bet it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so a lot of respect for the nurses.
Yes.
Because I could not do it. So I ended up going into communications and actually doing this kind of stuff. I was doing radio, I was doing a little bit of film, but graduated still unsure. So I started working at a gym and I was like a shake girl. I made protein shakes behind the desk and I just liked the environment.
Yeah.
But also one thing I knew since I was young was that I always wanted to work for myself. So that's kind of how.
That's kind of amazing that you always knew that.
My dad did that. He was always an entrepreneur and owned his own businesses, so I was very inspired by him. And kind of what that allows you to do. I'm one of 5, so he worked extremely hard, but he also, you know, had freedom to spend time with us and be with his family.
Right,
and that's
flexibility.
So that was really important to me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I got my personal training certification. I worked at other gyms. I worked at private gyms where I rented space. And that's kind of when I started the business side of having my own. And then from there, I just worked really hard and saved and then opened my first gym.
That's amazing.
That's unbelievable. So obviously it's a dream come true to have your own gym. You're working for yourself. You're creating this community, like you said. When did you kind of sit back a little bit? Or I mean, maybe you never sit back as an entrepreneur, but kind of go, I've really built something special. Like this is really something that is taking off and I'm helping people exactly the way that I wanted to.
Yeah. I think that I've developed a pretty good sense of not letting anything pass by. So I feel gratitude. I mean, I feel that almost every single morning I drive up and I can see the lit up sign and I'm like, this is just so cool. And now I have a team of 14 people and to just be able to spend your days.
That's a big team.
It is a big team.
Like considering, you know what I mean? Like it is and it isn't, but like you could be doing this all yourself.
Yeah.
So that's amazing that you've actually been able to bring people on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, it's amazing. So honestly, I feel the gratitude and the happiness every day. I don't know that I'm always like, oh, look what I built.
Yeah, right.
You don't seem like you don't seem like that, but you seem happy and like proud of what you've been able to do.
Yeah, and to the point of, you know, people saying like, bring Liz on.
Yeah.
Honestly, one thing I've noticed in owning a business in Rhode Island is I feel like, you know, maybe it's because we're small, but Rhode Island is so collaborative and supportive of each other. And I also feel like, you know, it's not a women's only gym, but because it's women owned, it's a lot of women.
Yeah.
And we just have such a beautiful sense of support for one another. And a lot of business owners come to Elite, and we're all just so supportive. And I think that means a lot to me, that many people were, you know, kind of rooting for me.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
they absolutely are. Tell us more about the gym itself, and then we'll kind of build on that to talk more about the community that you've built too. But like, you know, I think people think, oh, like, how do I pick a gym?
Right.
You know, what should I be doing? Like, just tell us about what you do.
Yeah, for sure. So when I originally started Elite, we were just a personal training gym. So just one-on-one or partner training. And it was a 1,200 square foot space, so pretty small. That was in Lincoln, Rhode Island. And I was there for 3 years. And then when I expanded to Providence, now we offer obviously still the personal training, but also group fitness. And that, I think, you know, it opens a whole nother market, which is so great. And then it also just allows for the relationships and the friendships to be built. Group fitness just builds community so much.
Yeah.
So we're, both a personal training and group fitness gym. We have a little wellness sauna, infrared sauna and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And when people are coming to you, or if you know, if people are thinking, we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Gyms and things like that, fitness in general can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to people who are starting out on a journey as opposed to already, you know, well into their fitness routine? Because I think, you know, at the beginning of the year, you think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Then reality sets in.
Yeah.
It snows every weekend.
Yep.
You have blizzards.
Yep.
It's cold. You don't feel like it. Now a lot of people, I think, are restarting.
Yeah.
But still, like, I know for me, it's always been a thing that, like, I'm intimidated at the gym.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you help bring people in, or what should they be thinking about when they're starting a fitness journey?
Yeah, for sure. I think that obviously anyone who, you know, starts in January and has those New Year's goals, I commend them, you know, for dedicating their time to that. I just think the difference between going to a big box gym is you get that sense of intimidation because you're alone.
Yeah.
So now you have no guidance. You walk in and you're like, where do I go?
Right. What does this machine do? I don't know, but I don't know how to
And then
look
you
up
feel
what it
hurt
does.
myself. Yeah, and then
So you're like,
embarrassed.
yes.
Like, does someone see me not?
Right.
Right.
100%.
And, yeah. So and that's the difference between then, you know, going to a gym like Elite, which is you have the guidance, you have the coaching.
Yeah.
There is just this sense of, and I don't know, I think it's my team. I think it's all the amazing coaches that we have at Elite that create this energy. But there is no, or what I've noticed in the past is when you go to a gym, or even just the fitness industry as a whole, is very competitive.
Yes.
There's a lot of comparison. Who looks the best? Who works out the most? Who lifts the most? And there's just none of that at Elite.
It really seems like it, to be honest with you.
You just don't feel that when you go in. There's no competition. There's no one trying to one up the next person.
Yeah.
It's just a variety of different people. And I think that kind of eases people's intimidations.
Yeah.
Right.
Is everyone is really on their own journey. No one's competing with one another. And then at the same time, now you have this person who's kind of there to hold your hand until you feel confident and, you know, to eventually maybe do it on your own.
Right.
But you get to walk in and your program is already set. You have a trainer coaching you through it. You don't have to think about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I always love seeing is like in our friends Jamie or like because they'll post the actual workouts that they're doing.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've always loved and just kind of watching now behind the scenes at Elite is that what you just said, you have a variety of women.
Yeah.
You have different ages.
Yep.
You have women coming together, women who maybe are like maybe just had a baby or postpartum, have had babies, you know, years ago.
Yep.
But, you know, to your point too, you have to be, there's a secret to your sauce because to get somebody out the door.
Yeah, for sure.
And to get in their car.
Yeah.
And to go to a destination.
Yeah.
They really want to have to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, for you in particular too, even like seeing these women come in at all different ages, how does that feel to know that like you're kind of like a home to them? Like we all don't have a lot of time in our day. So to find time to spend somewhere, like you're choosing you.
Yeah.
So like how do you keep that too? Like also that philosophy brewing. I mean, you must be doing something, or maybe it is just your team, like you said.
I think it is. I really do think it's the energy of like they also have fun with us. Like you walk in the door, someone's saying hello to you right away.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, everything's planned for you. You just get to go there. And it's also important, I think, in personal training is our trainers build relationships beyond just being their trainer. We become a therapist a
good.
little bit.
Yeah.
We do say, we say that personally. It's a safe space that
you end up saying things to somebody who's like a trainer to you, if you feel comfortable, that you like wouldn't say to other people,
100%.
and it really does become like this unique bond.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's like one thing over the last 13 years of me being in this industry. I mean, I have clients I've had for almost 6 years still. And it's just because you do build this very unique relationship.
That's a long time to have a trainer, because some people will do a couple training sessions with somebody and be like, okay, thank you, I know the tools, I'm going to do. So for people to stay with you so long really speaks to what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I also think, and often, when people come in for a consultation or to get started, they always say, I just have trouble getting myself there. And I'm like, okay,
That's my number one problem.
We live, it's dark at 4:30.
Right.
Yeah.
You just
It's hard.
worked 8 hours. And so now, pack your bag and go to Planet Fitness or something and walk in and also just feel like I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And then, we, like you said, we don't have tons of hours in the day. So then you leave after an hour and you're like, well, did I do anything that was like conducive to my results? So the difference with this is, one, you're in the schedule, just like everyone, books in meetings, play dates. It's in the schedule.
You're not going to be canceling.
Exactly.
Or it'd be very shameful. If you
right. And so even if you're not doing it for yourself right away, you're like, okay, my coach is standing there waiting for me. I'm going to show up for them.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you start to love it. You like your results, and then you're realizing that, now.
Well, right. Our one friend that we know that said she started with one session. Now she goes 5
times
And I
a
would
week.
say she's your biggest fan over here, too.
She is absolutely incredible. Incredible.
Where do you start? Because that was a great point. Like, do you start with a consultation with you?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah. So we sit down and we go through an intake form just so I can get an understanding of exactly what that individual is looking for. Because with personal training, your programs are individualized to you.
Gotcha.
So your programs wouldn't look the same.
Yeah.
So that's why we go through the intake form. We understand what your goals are, what your fitness level is, so we can start you at the right point.
Okay.
Any injuries or restrictions, and then that is handed off to the coach, and then they build the program based on those things.
Yeah.
And obviously programs and things can be adjusted as we're working face to face.
Right.
But the consultation is really, really important to get started in a good place.
I think it's really, I've been to a lot of different, gyms, group fitness, blah, 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 over the years. I think that what you're doing and what it seems like keeps people coming back really is that individuality and that kind of like hands-on to make you feel comfortable. And not just like another person coming in or another number or whatever you would say. I feel like that comfort level, like you wouldn't really think that you need that much to go to a gym, but like I do. Like I need, like I like to feel like people care when I'm walking through the door.
Yeah.
Like they welcome you.
They're
Oh,
excited.
you're back. Nice to see you.
for sure,
How's
for
your
sure.
day? Whatever. I think, that community that you've built really is like a very big deal.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't just do it for the clients. I
Yeah.
do it because it's what makes this place, like you said, feel like home. Like everyone, they're just like, I said to one of my clients the other day, I was like, I just go to work and like hang out with my friends.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's
right?
obviously there's
That's
a very
like the
serious,
dream.
but it's like,
But
it's just amazing.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That is the dream. That's the goal. That's the dream. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what you do, if you think that you have some semblance of that, like,
Right.
that is a win.
Right,
That is a
exactly.
win.
And even like seeing, because obviously your community is so good at sharing on social, and we follow a lot of them. But it's really cool to see that you can tell that they're doing something sometimes with
Genuine.
exercises that they didn't think they could do.
Yes. Right.
But your team made them believe they could do it.
I agree with that.
Exactly.
And there's something really special.
Right. And honestly,
that.
that's the whole point of personal training too, instead of training individually, because, for first, even just like simply for safety, you're not going to do certain things alone, but now you have this person that's going to coach you through it and be able to push you.
Give you the confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
unbelievable.
It is. It's
So cool. And you have a new location opening up sometime this summer.
Yes, I wish I could give a date.
But it's coming. It's
cannot.
coming at some point.
It's coming. I mean, I said June, but the hope is at least the summer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So North Kingstown, it's right on the East Greenwich line.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's like
Amazing.
3 minutes from Main Street in East Greenwich. inch.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, this
so
one will be, it's a little bit of a beast. She's bigger.
She's bigger.
Oh, okay,
She's
okay.
much bigger.
I love that it's a she.
It's a she, of course.
Of course, it's a she. That's what we're doing here.
She's big. She's a beast. I love it.
Yeah, so she'll have again.
I like it. I like it.
It will have more amenities. It'll have like a spa area with
fun.
infrared
Amazing.
sauna. You know,
See
full
you in
plunge.
June.
I know.
July, whatever that
You gotta
was.
go and have, honestly, like Liz
Yeah.
walk us through.
Yeah.
So like you can almost get
Hold
a
my
visual of
hand.
what people,
Yeah.
what people like can expect when you walk in. I
Yeah,
think it's
for sure.
awesome.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Liz. I'm so glad we
Absolutely.
finally got to meet
I
you.
know,
This
the
is so
amazing
fun.
Liz.
I know, literally.
Thank you guys so much.
Our
This is
pleasure.
Absolutely.
awesome.
And where can people find you if they want to join the gym, just learn more?
We have a website, elitegym.fitness, Instagram, Elite Gym, DM us. My phone number, my email, everything is on those platforms.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Liz.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
And we have more to come with Spotlight New England.
Welcome back to Spotlight New England. You know, kind of going hand in hand with what we were talking about today on
Yeah.
the show with Liz. This is a trend I love to see. So, what started, I believe the first one was probably in the US, but now it's expanding over to the UK.
Yep.
They've opened a bar that only shows female sports.
I love it.
Because
So-
a lot of
that's so
like
cool.
they say that a lot of times that, you know, you go somewhere to watch like these games on TV and they're only showing the male sports, or maybe the females are on as like a secondary because there's nothing on.
Right.
But they really want to put the emphasis on female sports, which obviously are massive, always have been, but right now more so than ever.
Yeah.
So take a
Love
listen.
it.
To be in a crowd where people are watching the same thing, rooting for the same team and rooting for women's sports in general, and you get to share that, celebrate that together.
I love that. I think that, so, you know, it's something that we've been hearing a lot about following the Olympics and
Right.
just, you know, how huge women's basketball is. They actually, I had a press release here about how there's a new hockey team in Boston, there's a new hockey league, a female hockey league.
Yes.
And
yes.
there's a new female hockey team in Boston called Boston Fleet, and they just sold out their first game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
They just sold it out.
Yeah.
I
So
love
for
that.
the first time ever.
The first
so
time
like
ever.
it just speaks to how much female
It's really
sports, I
being
want to say
elevated.
growing, but right, it's not
Right.
growing.
No,
it's being
elevated now.
Yeah.
Even like seeing like the female skiers. I mean, there were so many
Yeah.
sports. You have the ice skating at the Olympics, the skiing, the snowboarding. I mean, all of these sports too. The women were killing it.
Yeah.
So it's really great to see more of a light being like, you know, like just kind of put on women in terms of sports.
Right, because it's as good, as important as whatever, as exciting, I guess, really. That's the point of sports, right? It's exciting to
Yep.
watch sports. It's as exciting to watch female sports. You know, in our house, we watch a lot of women's basketball in
Yep.
our house, a lot. And like growing up in Connecticut, the Huskies are like
UConn.
everything. They
Yep.
always have been. And, you know, we still watch them a lot. But my stepdaughter knows everything.
Oh my God, that's right. She's obsessed.
She is obsessed. She knows
forgot that.
everything about every player. She goes to games when she can. She's met some
She
of them.
gave me the entire lineup.
I'm sure she
I was,
did.
I was sitting next to her at
like at the wedding.
no, at her bridal shower. And I remember she said, ask me the lineup. And I was like,
my
what's the lineup? And she went through every player and their
she
numbers.
knows
Like,
them
you know,
all.
yeah.
But it's
It was very
big in our
cool.
house. But I love that she's passionate about that.
Right, that's awesome.
And I love that, you know, our house will sometimes sit together
Yep.
and watch that. You know, she has a younger brother as well and a younger sister who, of course, she'll like it. But like, it's nice to see her younger brother.
Yes.
You know, he's a big soccer fan, so we'll talk about like women's soccer.
Right,
so
absolutely.
I love that this is finally being
Mm-hmm.
like addressed.
You know what it is too, like, you know, having 4 sons and then kind of seeing how they've all been into big sports,
Yeah.
always athletes, but then having like their baby sister obviously coming up too.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be as invested in like female sports as well. 'Cause she
Yeah.
goes to like football games and basketball games
Right.
and lacrosse games
Right.
and swim meets.
Yep.
And I think it's important for her to have heroes.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely.
I'm big into that.
Yep. All right. Thank you for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We'll see you next time.